Hello again, VC. This is Bev here, Clarko Vision. Just going to get myself comfy. So this video is just going to be a kind of an update / what I've been listening to or what's spinning kind of thing over the past 3 or 4 weeks, month perhaps, and one or two other things that are not strictly music related. One's music related, and the other two are kind of different topics, but I thought I'd just throw them in. I don't know how long this video is going to last, but I don't want it to go on any more than half an hour. Because I can babble away and before you know it, half an hour's passed. But anyway, feel free to stop the video and go away whenever you like, if it goes on, but hopefully not. So first I'm going to start with the new stuff I've gotten recently. I've not been buying as much due to the, COVID-19 malarkey. But there was 1 or 2 pre-orders and I've finally grabbed another couple of releases that have just come out recently, and I found a couple of, what was that one again? Found a couple of older albums, not ancient as in last century, but maybe 3 or 4 years old, that I've found at decent prices. So I decided. First one, I got 1 CD in the new stuff, which I wanted to get, and I wanted to get it on CD because I think, from what I think Darcy said about it, the song Scarborough Fair was on the CD but not the vinyl. But I know some vinyl issues came with a 7-inch single, which I'm assuming that might be Scarborough Fair, but I don't know if that was a limited amount or whatever. But anyway, I thought if I get the CD, I know I'll have Scarborough Fair on here, because that song, well, most people around here have heard of that song, but not done it in this way. This is a really good cover, actually, of Scarborough Fair, which just reminded me of another video that Headbanging Zulu Steve done recently about cover versions. If I do a video on that one, I might throw this song in there as well. So yeah, Biff Byford's School of Hard Knocks, just this year, his first proper solo album out with Saxon. With me being late to the party on Saxon as well, I was curious about this because I'm now kind of getting into Saxon a bit, and slowly but surely adding some of the catalogue to my collection. And I sampled some of these on YouTube, and I was really impressed with what I heard, Scarborough Fair being one of them. Welcome to the Show's a great opener. All of them. There's a couple that sound kind of, I don't know, Kiss-like maybe, or maybe I'm thinking of another album, because I know there's another album that has a couple of songs. But yeah, there's quite a lot on there. 1 or 2, I thought, for me, and I've only listened to it about 3 times, one, I could take or leave, but for the majority, about, say, 85% of this album I really think is great. So I think Biff's done a great job here, so I'm really chuffed to get that. So it's just a digipack, and it does come with its booklet inside as well. But straightforward heavy metal. If you want some new stuff, you won't do wrong from checking out this one. So that was the CD. The rest are all vinyl. So I had been wanting to pick up some stuff from the band Freedom Call for quite a while. Now these are power metal, epic kind of power metal, fantasy metal lyrics and stuff. This band, I don't know a lot about them. I think, I have read up on them and I've probably forgot, but forgive me if I'm wrong. I think they're German, this band, but they may be like Sweden or Norway or one of these countries. They are European, I can tell you that much. But and I know that and I forgot his channel name. Sorry, but you'll know who you are. Vinyl something or other, or something vinyl. He had recently and he's from Sweden. He had recently picked up a copy of this as well, and he was talking about how good it was as well. So I thought, well, I'll maybe check out if I could find this and start here, because I know this band's got a few albums as well, and yeah, it's quite a solid, very fantasy epic sounding power metal, the modern kind of power metal thing. And it's a gatefold. It's a double album as well, and it's nicely presented. It's a limited edition in coloured vinyl, and it's on SPV Steamhammer. Steamhammer tend to do a pretty nice job with their stuff. You've got picture inner sleeves. That's that one. So I'll just show one of the records because they're both the same colour. And it's a kind of a translucent red. Yeah, the custom labels. But yeah, if you're a power metal fan, yeah, interested in this kind of stuff, check them out. They're quite uplifting, upbeat kind of songs, great melodies, choruses, big chorus, just great guitars, the usual solid drums and all that stuff. So this one here, Crystal Empire, the album by Freedom Call, this is a 2011 release, so I'm not sure how easy it is, but I found this through Amazon, so I can't remember how many copies they had, but I got it on there, so it was pretty good. Wait a minute, it's going to fall over here. Now wait a minute, I'm going to have to move that out of the way. That can sit there. I'm just organising my crap here. Next, this is a direct influence from a member of the vinyl community, obviously. He showed this in one of his recent update videos, and I thought, sounds interesting, I'll go and have a listen. Sampled them on YouTube, 2 or 3 of their songs, thought this is really good, I like this. And it's the band Holy Grail. Don't know much about them at all. Never had any of their stuff before. And I'm going to have to go and get a drink because my throat's dry. So I'll be back in a minute. So if you just bear with me. Right, hi there, so I'm back again. Yes, so I was on this one. I've just picked up Holy Grail, the first that I've ever owned from these guys. This is a 2015 album, and it's Times of Pride and Peril. I think the album cover's pretty cool as well. It's a horse there, kind of like a warrior style horse, I think. And on the back, you got that interesting kind of celestial sort of circular thing with Orion and all, and the, what do you call them, the star signs and all that. So it's quite interesting. Again, it's a gatefold sleeve, but it's a single album. Rob's probably already showed this, so we'll just be fairly quick. There, you do get an inner sheet with it, I think. Yes, you do. And it's just black vinyl. But you get like a poster / inner. One side you've got the poster of the band, and on the inside you've got the lyrics and credits, etc. So that's pretty cool. Now, as I say, I like this. I really quite enjoyed this. One of the reviews I was reading about it, again, I got this on Amazon. There was a review on Amazon that says, yes, and they're finally back to singing properly or something like that, and not that growly sound that they had on their last album. Apart from on the last song, they do a bit of that growly sort of vocal thing, he says, and the person says, but I'll forgive them since it's just a little bit at the end. And right enough, when I heard the last track, I was remembering that person's comments, but unlike that person, because it's just a wee bit at the end, I can live with that. So yeah, but overall, this is a really solid heavy metal, I would say. I think, is that what they are, Rob? But American band, worth checking them out if you haven't. The price was good, so, and this is one of my favourite Maiden albums. It's one of my trilogy of favourites, so I finally pulled the plug on the reissue of Power Slave while it was on Amazon. So it's still going for a decent price. This one or two are going for a better price than some of the other ones. Yeah, just, I love the artwork on this as well. The Egyptian or Pharaoh style Eddie was one of my favourite Eddies. Again, it's exactly the same as the original, the way it's all been printed off. Lyrics on that side, and it's 180 gram black vinyl with the, yeah, you've got the Maiden logo on that side, and if I do this right actually, I don't know which side's right, but that, you've got that sort of symbol on that side. So I was very pleased. This one, Somewhere in Time and Seventh Son are my three favourite Maiden albums. I think it's probably due to the kind of time I got into them and the stuff I started listening to first from them, which was just, you know, this time was the closest to that time in my life. So yeah, very cool. Then another band I had just discovered by browsing YouTube videos, sampling them, and this band kept coming up on my feed. I thought, right, let's have a listen. Again, it's a band I don't know anything about, and this is a 2020 release, and it's a band called Sirius Black, and the title of the album is Sweet 226. Now, this is an AFM release, 2020. It's a limited of 400 on a clear green vinyl. It's also a gatefold, but it's again just a single album. And again, it's kind of epic, traditional heavy metal / power metal. The band members, I'm not too familiar with them offhand, but I believe they formed from guys from other bands, you know. It's kind of like possibly like a supergroup type of idea. I did read up on them, but again, it's been a couple of weeks. And I just, you know, I can't remember, but, you know, obviously you'll get the stuff about them online. So again, that's one side of the inner, and this side's kind of interesting as well. You've got the lyrics here, but they all start kind of from the outside and they go round and come in and all this, so you kind of got to turn it whatever way to find the song you want to read the lyrics to, which I guess is kind of confusing if you just first glance at it, but you'll find your song eventually, I guess. The vinyl, as I say, it's a clear green, translucent green, quite a nice green, and there's your, so again, yes, this is another excellent, really like this album a lot as well. It's really good, energetic, solid, upbeat kind of music, you know, that sort of metal, good stuff. And the last one that I've got in, again, this is not a brand new release, this is one from a few years, in fact, this is one from 2018 actually, so it's not that old, but it's their latest as well, and it's the band Mob Rules. And these guys are German, and the album title is Beast Reborn. Mob Rules have been around since I think the 90s. And I'm sure I read somewhere fairly recently, excuse me, fairly recently, I say maybe about 5 or 6 months ago, something about this band, and I think they said something in an interview that they still have the exact original lineup as they did when they first started out, which is kind of rare for a lot of bands, I guess. You know, it's hard to find that if you've been in a band and you've been around a long time. But I think that was one thing I remember reading about this band that stuck out with me. So yeah, Beast Reborn. Now these guys are solid. There's just another one of these great German heavy metal bands. They're kind of like power metal meets heavy metal, but they're not completely one nor the other. They're kind of heavy metal with a hint of the power metal kind of vibe about it. But again, they're just a solid, great German metal band that know what they're doing. I have their first album I got on CD, which was their debut. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but that's a fantastic album. So I was curious, I wanted to maybe pick up another couple, and again I saw this at a decent price on Amazon, so I went for it. It says in stock, one left. I thought, right, okay, that must be why the price is pretty decent. And the other two that I had ordered at the same time, they came in a day or so, a couple of days or whatever, and this one suddenly updated to say that it would be with me by the 14th of May. Turns out this one's coming all the way from Italy, so they obviously had it somewhere in Europe and had to get a hold of it. So why they actually stayed in stock on Amazon UK, I'm not really sure, but got here eventually. It just came in a couple of days ago. Again, this one is Steam Hammer, and Steam Hammer, as I say, they do get this one. You got the bonus CD with it, which was kind of handy. Always quite enjoy that. And there is the inner, that's the band there, Mob Rules. Obviously, they're not, they don't sound anything like Black Sabbath. I think they maybe just called their, you know, they're not the first band to have called their band name after another band's classic album or whatever. So Inner Sleeve. Again, this is a double album, and it is 2 records on this one, and it's on a funny, they call it a orange swirly marble kind of colour, with black streaks through it, but it's kind of yellowy orange, I guess. Interesting colour. I've never had a record kind of this style before, this mix if you like. But the main thing is that you can hear it, so they're both the same colour. And of course this one coming from Italy, it's been travelling a little bit longer, and I was hoping that it would arrive without any seam splits and that, but sometimes they can do when it's not split, but it's tried to split just a little bit there at the top, where the record's obviously been hitting against the top, but the inners are not even burst either, so that's a good thing. I do get frustrated when it happens, but when it's a new, you know. And there's a little kind of dent in the corner here where I guess, you know, it's been chopped about somewhere. There you can sort of see it, but nothing too. So that's the new releases. And I'll just quickly go through what I've been spinning this week. Sorry, this last month, I think. I mean, I couldn't remember everything, so I've pulled out kind of lots of what I can remember that I've had on. So I've had the cassette player going, and I was listening to, I showed this in my last video there, the EP from Rat. I thought, give this another listen, because I'm not hugely into that. Just to remind myself what it's like, and it's actually not bad. It's actually quite enjoyable, this the EP. And I also put on this classic from Magnum. This is Wings of Heaven. It's the late 80s, but I think it was their final album of the 80s, 1988. And I really enjoy this album. It's excellent. I actually hope to either get a CD version or a vinyl version at some point. Just British hard rock. Also been listening to CDs. Powerwolf's CD single that they released at the end of last year. This is Kiss of the Cobra King. It's a song that was released on, I think, their debut album, and they re-recorded it last year because I don't know, it's about 20 years old or something, so they did a reworked version of it, and I like this very much. It's cool. Kiss of the Cobra King. It also has a live track, Army of the Night, which is equally brilliant, so excellent. Happy Music, Crazy Licks and Forever Wild from last year. Fantastic 80s style uplifting hard rock metal. Blind Guardian, Live Beyond the Spheres. I have been listening to this. Again, this is really cool as well. Blind Guardian are quite a unique band. I don't really think there's too many people that sound anything like them. I mean, there's other bands, I guess, that fall into the genre, but I think this band are kind of unique sounding. But yeah, very epic, symphonic kind of power metal style, orchestral kind of, really good. An absolute classic. I had this one just last night, actually. In fact, I decided to go to bed, to be honest, before I got to the end of it, so it'll be going on again shortly. Europe Out of This World. This is one of the earliest albums I ever got, and this is the actual CD from back in the day. Kind of one of the first ones that when I was getting into the hard rock stuff. Brilliant. I have been also listening to Ed Guy's Rocket Ride. Now this is a Japanese pressing that I managed to get fairly cheap. It has a bonus CD, and on the bonus CD, probably won't be able to read that, there is a track on it called, let me see where I am here. I'm trying to find where it's listed. Or is it on this album? Maybe I'm getting confused because I've had it. No, it's on this one, so I'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, I've been listening to this one. The bonus disc is actually a DVD on here, that's why I can't see the track listed. Yeah, this is good. I really am quite getting into Ed Guy as well. Obviously Tobias Sammet's the guy behind Avantasia. I get the impression he is just a guy who is out there living as fun a life as he possibly can, because a lot of his songs, the lyrics are just pure fun, pure silliness, but in a good way, and the songs are just really powerful, solid metal. So yeah, the other one is Ed Guy, Space Police. This is the latest one from Ed Guy, or the last studio album anyway, 2014. And this is the one that has the bonus disc. And I was looking at it, and the first track on the bonus disc is a track called England. And I thought, what the heck is that? And then I looked at the lyrics in the booklet, and as I was just saying, it's just a fun, silly song, you know, that he just, things came to him in his head, and he's worked it into a really cool song. It's kind of like is it just a piano that he sings along to? It's just, I think it's just him and the piano. I can't, yeah, it's not like a full-blown band song. It's quite a mellow thing, but the lyrics, I'll just read a bit out. And it's called England. And if you're English, you'll get this as well. He has a bit of he gets a little digging, if you like, about football, because Germany and England are big rivals in football. Mostly you're jolly, at times you're frustrated, England. Then rest assured, I also think penalty shootouts are highly overrated. Now, obviously, if you live in Britain, you'll know the thing about England and penalty shootouts and all their record and stuff like that. And Germany's record as well, for that matter. And then the next bit. Vienna has got Mozart, Chopin they had in Paris, the Catholics got the Pope, England's got the Beatles, and even more so, England's got Steve Harris. And then you get the guitar solo here, and then it goes on to mention the rest of Iron Maiden, and further down you get mentions of Def Leppard just at the end, Shakespeare, Gary Lineker. You know, it's just a complete laugh, really. So, if you haven't heard Ed Guy's version of England and you're curious, it's bound to be on YouTube. Just go and find it and get a wee giggle to yourself. So there was that one. Kicks, I have been listening to. This is kind of what we would probably class as hair metal, I guess. I like this album, but I particularly love track 2. It's my absolute favourite song by this band altogether, Girl Money. It's just the song. The song is cool. This is 1991, so it was kind of at the end of the 80s glory days, obviously. This is, what the devil's it called? Hot Wire, yeah. Then back up to date, we have another great upbeat, happy music band again, Heat. Swedish band. This was their debut, self-titled, 2008. This is a 2010 repress, as it just so happens. Absolutely brilliant. Again, if you love the 80s sound, this is for you. Very melodic, very 80s influenced in the style of the songs. Just class. Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. I got this recently as VCLT. Thank you, Jim. Up Your Alley. Just classic 80s. This was a fairly new edition. It was a new release this year. Mirath and Live in Carthage, or Carthage, Carthage, I don't know, it's a place in, is it Greece? I think it's in, I can't remember, or Tunisia even, maybe Tunisia. The band are from Tunisia, I don't know. Anyway, it's in live in that place there. I have listened to the audio CD, I've not yet seen the video, but the audio is absolutely fantastic. They must be amazing to see live. And I would love to see them, but I doubt that'll happen, to be honest. But hey ho, that's why I've got the DVD. More classics, Halloween, Keepers 2. I just love that. An absolute favourite again, Scorpions, Crazy World. This is my favourite because it was kind of my introduction to the Scorpions properly, if you like. It was when they changed, it got into the charts, and that kind of brought me back to checking out the Scorpions. I was aware of them and I'd heard, you know, like so Rock You Like a Hurricane and all that, but I'd never actually gone and bought any of their stuff. So this was the first one of theirs I got, and it's absolutely brilliant. Last of the CDs, Kiss, Crazy Nights. Again, similar to the Scorpions, this is the first album I picked up by them because I kind of got into them at the time, with Crazy Nights being in the charts. And it's the only album of Kiss I own. I just don't know. Kiss are one of these bands, I cannot make up my mind if I like them enough to buy more of their albums, but I just don't know. If there's more albums that are kind of similar to this, I mean, I like the track Hide Your Heart. I think that comes on the album after this. I don't know, but and then they had God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which I think was also on the album after this. as far as the earlier stuff goes, I just don't know. I'm not too familiar with the really early stuff, to be honest, but I guess it's another one waiting for me to check into. And I'll just show a few quick albums. I've only pulled out a couple of the albums that I've been listening to. Avantasia's Moonglow, just an absolute gem. Beast in Black, Happy Metal again. This is like dance metal. This is what I tend to think of it. This is from Hell with Love. It's their latest. And I forgot to pull out another one, Ghost Prequel. I've been listening to that lately as well. I just enjoy that album. I know not everybody favours it, but for me it works. So that's that regarding music. So while in lockdown, I was also on Amazon getting these albums there, and decided to pull the trigger on the jigsaws. I'd looked around and Amazon seemed to be the cheapest price. This was about 18 quid, which is still, to me, expensive for a jigsaw, but because it's band names, you know, they're going to cash in, obviously. So it's a 500 piece, ram it down. I am nearly done. It's downstairs on a dining room table. And I just have kind of a little bit along here and kind of most of this little area to finish. Most of it is done, just a kind of a little bit here. So I'll get a photograph up on Facebook. But yeah, I wanted a bit of a challenge. I thought I'll take this one. It's got detail, but it's not got too much detail. And there's a lot of it, you know, I knew this was going to be the challenge, and it is very hard because there's so many similar pieces. So, and they've got Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, and I thought about that because that's my favourite Maiden album, but then I'm thinking after doing this, Seventh Son could be even harder because there is a lot of blue in the background. So I might pick another Maiden one just to give it a, but yeah, it comes in a nice stiff box. You could even set them up in the background, you know, like album covers kind of thing. And I like this album cover, so I've been doing that while I've been off, and it's been good fun. It's amazing how the time whiles away when you're doing a jigsaw. You know, I was sitting there for an hour one day, and it was getting up to lunchtime. I was like, I don't even feel I've been sat here for an hour, you know. So that is that. And other things that I've been on the PlayStation. PlayStation I've had for a long time. I've been into games on and off throughout my life since the Sega Mega Drive days and Sonic the Hedgehog, and I got my brother a PlayStation for Christmas when it first came out, along with Tomb Raider 3. That was the game that had just been released before Christmas that year. Didn't really know anything about it. I thought, okay, that seems to be one of the hit games. Turns out I ended up playing it more than him, which was cool. And I've been playing PlayStations ever since, so I'm really into the kind of that type of game, the action adventure, mysteries, puzzles, you know, shooter, that kind of mix. So that Lara Croft became a big hit with me. But not, you know, I'm not a big gamer as such. I will buy games that I know I like, and I'll try out the odd new game that I seem to appeal to. So when a new game comes out, say Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, for example, when I heard this was coming out right away, I knew I was going to be buying this because I've played all the Uncharted games right through. And it's taken a long time, but it has finally overtaken Lara Croft as my favourite franchise to play on the PlayStation. Tomb Raider 3 held top spot for me in my games up until probably just months ago, to be honest with you. And since we've been in lockdown, I had these ones on the PS3, obviously. So when they were remastered for the 4, it was a must. And then obviously this one came out, supposedly the final one of Nathan Drake's epic adventures, because this one doesn't feature Drake, it features some of the other folk from the series. And although this is shorter as well, you know, it's just great. They're all great. They all just have something really likeable and enjoyable about it all. So I have been playing these all right through from start to finish. And I recently, I was on YouTube watching a couple of videos regarding Uncharted stuff, and it was in there that somebody was mentioning something about the photo gallery and stuff. And that's when I realised that on your PlayStation you can take snapshots during gameplay. You just set the photo feature to go to on. I was like, oh, cool. And I've always had an interest in photography, and since I was about, I don't know, 10 or something. My granddad got me my first kind of half decent Canon camera for Christmas one year. I've now got a DLSR, which I take, you know, when I'm on holiday and stuff. But so yeah, I was like, oh, I can try and get some action shots of the games here, and you can not just get a snapshot, you can slow the game down to get a better snapshot of precise action. You can alter the cameras to the sides, to the front, to the back. You can hide characters. So, for example, I could, if there was a picture, an action shot of Nathan Drake and Sully, or Nathan Drake and Elena, the folk that are with him, and say Sully was in a really cool action pose and Drake looked stupid, you could hide Drake from the picture and just keep Sully in it. So you can do all sorts of things. You can tint them and all this malarkey, you know, like you can faff about with your photos on a real camera. So I was having fun. I don't know, I've got about 200 odd stills from some of the games. So I've been playing with that. And because I had enjoyed it so much, I found this online. I actually got it from Blackwell's bookshop online. Obviously you can't go to the shops just now, so but they are ordering online. So this is the Uncharted 4, what the heck is it? The art of, because you know, the scenery and the artwork, the characters, absolutely amazing. And you know, it's all imagery and artwork from the games, and I looked at the back and I thought, oh, why have you got, for example, Eddie Raja in here, because he's in the first Uncharted. But then I realised Charlie Cutter as well from the third, sorry, because then I realised they weren't in A Thief's End, but these are for the multiplayer. When you're playing against other folk, you can be any one of these characters on Drake's team or whatever it is. But I've never played the online with other people before. I've never done the multiplayer. Because I always just wanted to play these games all by myself, you know. But I mean, you've got all these drawings, rough drawings, and then you've got the computer generated artwork, and you know, these are like Drake standing beside bushes and trees to get the right scale of the environment he was going to be in. And so there's a bit of a write-up in the beginning. I just thought it'd be a cool collector's item to have as well. So that was one book. And another book I've been reading, I'm just going to quickly mention it. That was up before. Just made a bang. But anyway, the last book I've got here, I just want to mention is it's a non-fiction. It's a fairly recent book. I think this is the second edition. And it is printed in, let me just check very quickly. It's 2019, this edition. It was first published in 2018, so it's a pretty up-to-date new book, and it's Lost Connections by Johann Hari. I've never heard of the author before in my life, and I just, I was browsing on Blackwell's when I was looking for that Uncharted book, and this came up, and it caught my attention because why you're depressed and how to find hope. And then when I was reading what some of the people had said, okay, Hillary Clinton thinks it wonderful. Well, there's other people besides Hillary Clinton that's commented on this. Elton John says it's amazing. The Guardian calls it eye-opening. A Game Changer says Davina McCall, and Zoe Ball. Brilliant for anyone who wants a better understanding of mental health. Now, I wanted this just to see for myself what it was like. I've read quite a lot of books on depression and anxiety because it's been in my history. And, with the lockdown and the COVID-19, I have felt my anxiety levels go up a bit in recent times. They're okay at the moment, not too bad, but a few weeks ago I felt quite lousy, to be honest. And it's in 3 parts, I think. I've just started on part 3 now. Now, the very first part gripped me like nothing before, and by the time I got to page 39, I think it was, I was in tears. I went downstairs to my mum and I says, "Mum, yeah, the drugs I've been put on, to help with my anxiety and depression, it's all a lie. This book, because the author has been on the same medication as me for years, and he was told exactly the same thing by his GP as what I was told by my GP and other psychiatrists and people. And the truth of the matter is, what you were told, or what I was told and what he was told, was absolute rubbish, and the drugs don't really work. So he did his own research, and the whole book is utterly amazing. I'm not finished it yet. I'm kind of, halfway through it, sort of thing. But if you are someone who is either interested in understanding mental health or has suffered depression or anxiety on a pretty serious level in the past, I would recommend this to you. If it's something you feel you want to check out, definitely. Excellent read. And yeah, it is an eye-opener, let me tell you. It is very much an eye-opener. That's what the Guardian calls it. So that's what I've been doing lately. 35 minutes is not too bad, considering my target was 30 minutes. Meanwhile, I just want to say to everybody, thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, appreciate that always. I'm always thinking of yous, and interact on Facebook and all that stuff. And I will catch you all in another video at some point, hopefully fairly soon. I do plan to have the next Megadeth review thing up and coming in the next week, hopefully. There's no guarantee, but I'm hoping to get it up soon. And I think I'm maybe going to come back on the covers topic that in a response to Headbanging Zulu. I think that'd be a good one to come back on as well. Meanwhile, wherever you are, stay safe and take care, and we'll catch you later. Bye just now.